Hey, Brevard County folks. Welcome to Aging Matter in Brevard Sunflower House 2.0. My name is Beth Schibley, and I'm the program director here at Sunflower House. I'm here with Aly Elmasian. I'm sorry, I'm still new.
You're right.
Program director of Home and Community-Based Services at Aging Matters in Brevard. Hi, Aly.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Thanks for having me. And I'm pretty excited to get this thing started here.
Oh, me too. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited about this opportunity. I think, Aly, most people watching this might already be familiar with Aging Matters, but I'm new to the agency. And I would really appreciate it if you could give me and our viewers some background on Aging Matters and the services we provide.
Absolutely. So Aging Matters, we are a I'm messing up jumbling my words as well. Not-for-profit company. We've been around for about 50 years. Most people have heard of Meals on Wheels. Aging Matters is actually part of, Aging Matters is the overseer of Meals on Wheels. We have several different service lines, part of Aging Matters. Like I mentioned, you have your Meals on Wheels that we service seniors all throughout Brevard County. We are the lead agency that service the elderly and the aging population here in Brevard County. And so really we help our seniors stay safe in their home. Our main purpose and our mission is to keep our elderly and our aging population safe in their home with as many support services as possible. We do that by several of our service lines, not just the Meals on Wheels, but we have the home and community-based services, which is what I'm over. The home and community-based services are just about that. It's really home and community services that help our seniors and their caregivers get the support that they need to live independently. There's a lot of different services that we have that we work in collaboration with in the community and to be able to provide as much care as possible. Some of the services that I'll probably go over a little bit today, there are several different options for paying for them, several different options of having funding for it. So the overall basics that I'm going to kind of go over today is the services that we offer and the basics of how they're paid for. The part of the home and community based are we have case managers that kind of develop a plan of care. They meet with our clients once they're part of our services, and they develop this plan of care to live independently. Some of the services can be in-home companionship, which might be playing cards with them or reading to them. They're all non-medical services, so the companionship is anything that is not hands-on. We also do respite care, so if there's a caregiver in the home, we can provide some respite relief to them. The caregiver can leave, take a nap, take a bath, anything that they want to do, and the caregiver that would be coming in or the aide that would be coming in would provide those same exact services that the caregiver would be doing during that period of time. Couple different options for respite. We work with several different adult day centers in Brevard County. So our seniors can go to an adult day if they need some more interaction and more engaging environment. We also can have the respite in the home. So there's a couple different options for that service. And of course, we do our personal care, which is bathing and grooming and helping assist to maintain a healthy lifestyle and keeping themselves with breakdown of skin to be as limited as possible. And then our homemaking. Our homemaking is probably one of the biggest things, and it's really to maintain safety in the home, is making sure that it can compile of meal preparation, sweeping, dusting. It's a safety thing. So anything that might pertain to safety in the home is what our homemakers will do. It's not heavy, deep cleaning. They're not getting up on ladders or getting down on their hands and knees.
But
they
they can
really
do a load of laundry?
they can do a load of laundry.
And
Yep,
then
they
they
can.
do up the dishes?
Yes, they can do
Yeah.
up the dishes. Usually it's so if there are a couple people living in the home, they don't typically do it for anyone that is not the client. You know,
Right,
obviously our
right.
aides, yeah. And our aides aren't gonna go in and leave 2 dishes in the sink. You know, I mean, they're gonna go in and make sure it's clean, but they may not change the sheets for a daughter or child that's living in there.
Right, right. Um,
Um,
but for the caregiver and for the person they love and care for, that those services are directed at those people, right?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
how, first, before we go any farther, how would somebody who wanted to find out more about these services, how would they get in touch with you or with Aging Matters in Brevard?
Sure. So there are options. When someone will call into Aging Matters, we do have a recorded line that directs them to either be 1, 2, 3, you know, whichever prompt it might be, to whichever department that they need to be to. So if they are looking for Meals on Wheels, there is a prompt for there. If they're looking for home and community based, there's a prompt for there. And then there's also a prompt for our housing improvement, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But they can call in, and all of our staff are trained to be able to direct them into which location or which program they might need to be interested in. Of course, the funding streams are a little different. You know, Aging Matters gets, we get different federal and state grants and funding for our services. We also do private pay too. So they're almost all of ours, the meals, the in-home services, the housing improvement can all be either private pay or it can be through our funding streams.
And that's income dependent?
You know, it depends on the program. So we work with the Older Americans Act, and we also work with Community Care for the Elderly. And the Community Care for the Elderly goes directly through Senior Resource Alliance, which is, you know, our agency that kind of works with all of our funding on that part for an easier, simpler terms. So they go through the process of the long term with the Community Care for the Elderly. If they're looking through the Older Americans Act, it is not income restricted. We may go through a screening process, which we do for all of our clients, and they may be asking about our income, but there's no copay. There's nothing that is out of pocket for them through the Older Americans Act, of course, unless they choose private pay options. So they would do a screening with our intake coordinator, and they would get kind of rated or triage, say, that's compared to other seniors in Brevard County and other caregivers in Brevard County. And then from there, they would go on a wait list, and we'd get them the services as soon as they're eligible for it based on their needs.
How does Sunflower House fit in? I'm asking that very selfishly because I'm the director here. And I work for you, Aly. So how does Sunflower House fit into this home and community-based care service?
So it's pretty much that community part right there. You know, obviously we have a lot of caregivers that we help and assist with their loved ones that we care for. So caregivers really play a very, very important role, excuse me, in our process. They are, you know, think back here, there's caregivers. We have a lot of them that are also caring for their own children as well as their parents. And caregiving can be exhausted. If anyone's raised a child or been a caregiver for a loved one, I think that they understand that caregiving is very exhausting mentally. And if you don't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of anyone else. And the Sunflower House really helps service those caregivers, gives them resources to be able to better care for their loved one. Anyone over the age of 18 is where we kind of help and assist out for the Sunflower House. So really the Sunflower House is a support system. We have several different, before COVID, and you know, we had several different things that we were doing in our Sunflower House, which is based in the Merritt Square Mall in Merritt Island near JCPenney. And people would come in here to get exercise, to get support groups, to get education, to get lots of things to be able to better help their loved one and better help themselves. During COVID, you know, and we'll go into this a little bit, things are a little bit different. So our resources are going to be via, you know, virtual and on the web.
Yeah, that was what I was going to get into next. As we're taping this, we're still dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, With regard to Aging Matters in Brevard, just the overall agency, services to elders and their caregivers in Brevard County, what programs have been ongoing?
Absolutely. So we still are continuing inside the home and community-based Aging Matters does have their own home care program. So we offer the companion, the respite, the personal care, and the companion and homemaking, all still, that is still going on inside with their home care program, which is under the Aging Matters umbrella. So we're still providing those services. Our aides are still going into the home, still providing personal care, homemaking. If the client has not wanted to be because of COVID, then what we're helping is we're trying to at least get telephone reassurance, making those weekly calls, maybe doing some shopping assistance for them. So that's still going on. We still are providing meals. Many meals daily are going out, whether it be frozen meals through Meals on Wheels or our regular hot meals. In our hot meals, they're still doing, all of our volunteers are still doing that well check when they deliver a hot meal.
And this is the home delivered meals program, right? The congregate is sort of, put on hold.
Right. The congregate has stopped. Yeah, Meals on Wheels is still going, and congregate is stopped. The congregate dining sites, they will be coming up soon. They're going to be taking the necessary precautions and opening things back up. As of right now, all of those congregate members that were going to the sites are getting meals delivered though. So they're still getting frozen meals. So usually they're getting a package of 2 weeks worth of frozen meals. And all of our Meals on Wheels clients through the Brevard Senior Nutrition Program are getting telephone reassurance. So they're getting called because they were once going to a meal site every single day and being kind of checked on. And now they're not getting it, and they're getting checked on once in 2 weeks. Yeah. So they are getting the telephone reassurance.
So bouncing back to Sunflower House, Sunflower House is a gathering place for caregivers and has been closed to the public for a while now. People who visit and participate in Sunflower House activities have been without that support for a couple of months, and halos get heavy. I understand that Aging Matters Senior Management and the Board of Directors are really aware of the vulnerable population of those we serve and are looking to take that into consideration and move slowly and safely and listen to the smart people in the room when it comes to how we move forward. I do want folks to know and take this opportunity to mention that although many of our Sunflower House programs have been put on hold, our durable medical equipment lending program continues. So if anybody out there needs a walker or a wheelchair or a shower chair or anything of that kind, or if you have those items and you would like to donate them because you don't need them anymore, please feel free to give me a call. My phone number here is 321-452-4341. And I am generally available a few days a week. It really works best right now until we reopen fully for folks to just give a call. I monitor the voicemail, the answering machine, so if you leave a message, I will get back to you, I promise. I know we're in the planning stages of how to move forward, but that isn't easy. I know that personally, I'm not even sure what things are going to look like for the second half of 2020. We seem to be talking about a whole new normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we certainly are.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that, to circle back around to the top part of the conversation, the Sunflower House 2.0 is coming at a really great time, I think. The 2.0 refers to an increased online presence, that in the coming weeks we will be videotaping interviews with sponsors and organizations that would traditionally be making in-person presentations here at the Sunflower House in Merritt Square Mall. Once recorded, those videos will be put on our website, which is www.agingmattersbrevard.org. I'll put a little plug in there. Of course, our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, will all have links to those. So if you're a Facebook friend, you're going to be able to find those videos via a link. But we're also in the process of developing an ongoing online workshop that we hope to get going in launch this summer, and we have more information to come on that. And that'll be an ongoing program that isn't just going to be in advance of our opening. We hope to have that at the beginning of each quarter. So we're thinking maybe July, October, January, and April, and have them this series of workshops that right now the working title of them is Caregiving 101. Would take folks from really kind of the real basics of beginning of caregiving and hold hands with them and walk with them through what that process looks like and what kind of resources are here specific to folks who are caregiving for people that live in Brevard County. So it's so overwhelming when you get a diagnosis of something, and you go out on the web and you type in Parkinson's or or COPD, and all of a sudden you're just overwhelmed with all kinds of information, and you click 3 times and all of a sudden you're somewhere in the Middle East with the conversation.
Right.
So this would be something that we'd like to have very hyper specific to folks in Brevard County. So that's the Sunflower House 2.0 that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
and we do really want to get out there and make ourselves aware and get ourselves available to all the caregivers and all the seniors out in Brevard County. We have been, like you had mentioned, Beth, we have been a very good resource to our caregivers and to our seniors. I mean, the Sunflower House had seniors, 15 to 20 seniors every 2 times a week, because I'm exercising in here, and now they might be doing it at home. This gave them a reason for socialization. They came in and did it, and now they're stuck. And so we're really wanting to drive our services out there via web and get them out there virtually, so people can snap in, look at it, check it out, to view what we're doing regularly. And like you had mentioned, with the sponsors and all of our people that have really supported us here at the Sunflower House and in Aging Matters as a whole, getting them involved and back involved, because they were, like you mentioned, they were doing monthly educational trainings and educational workshops, and they're going web now too. So, we have that availability and linking into them, and we're pretty excited to be able to start launching all this, and and keep and understand too, for everyone out there, that like we said, our main goal is to keep our seniors safe. So the housing improvement's still going on. Like I mentioned, the home care is still going on. We still have our case managers out there working, and Meals on Wheels is still going. So this Sunflower House, even though we're not here in this building, we will be getting out there, and we will be, and this is just our first step forward to being able to make sure and give you guys some confidence out there that we're going to be pushing forward and getting you guys that support services that you need.
That's so good. That's so good for people in Brevard County to know. One of the other things I happen to be thinking about was the fact that we have caregivers that are snowbirds with their loved ones. We have caregivers that are remotely caregiving. There are family members that would love to be able to be more participative in their families and their loved ones' lives, but they live in Seattle, and they wouldn't necessarily be able to come and look at and sit in our kitchen with a cup of coffee and have a conversation with somebody about downsizing options or Medicare, Medicaid, or those sorts of things. So I think that the Sunflower House 2.0 will be a wonderful opportunity for people who are sort of another non-traditional caregivers that are becoming more and more of our lives, and be able to involve them. I think it can be, primary caregivers might be the son or a daughter or a spouse, but they could also have siblings or children that would like to be able to become more involved and be more of a support system. I think that Sunflower House 2.0, our virtual presence, will really aid that and help that and support that too.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, they are there. It's our new normal, and we may not be able to support them as much in each building or here, but we'll be able to help with those caregivers, can now be a little bit more involved and see the faces of the people that are caring for them or helping support their and having the visual now will help a little bit more. Just by not hearing their voice, they see a face.
Yeah. So I think we're sort of looking to wrap this up now. Is there anything more that you think you and I haven't touched on that you wanted to mention or talk about?
I don't think so. I think just the biggest touch would please, keep in mind that we will be pushing forward and, up and coming things will be put on the agingmattersbrevard.org, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so all of those different platforms. So, we want to give everyone the support that we can and, continue with providing services for our seniors and caregivers in Brevard County.
Well, I look forward to more of these. Some of them might include Aly, and some of these I think moving forward might be some of the friends and folks that you would have normally seen if you had come in here today under normal circumstances. So like I said, looking forward, moving forward. I'm excited about being able to reach out to folks virtually until we can get these darn doors back open.
Great. Yep. Thanks, Beth.
All right. Thanks a lot, Aly. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.
All right.